Welcome back. You're watching Gravitas. We now shift focus on the goings-on in Facebook. Founder Mark Zuckerberg may now be facing heat over his prospective removal from the company's board. Is that a cause for worry for Facebook's founder, or maybe not just yet? To talk more about this, I have with me in the studio Ankit Tuteja. He's WION's in-house tech expert. Thanks so much, Ankit, for joining us here.
Anna.
Let me come to you in just a bit. Let's take a look at this report first, where Mark Zuckerberg, not on the board of directors of Facebook. Well, that question may not be as far-fetched as it sounds, because there is a move now by some shareholders to remove him from the board of directors of the company. Or shall we say Zuckerberg has just been unliked by a few shareholders. Here's a look at this story.
A sizable number of shareholders of social media giant Facebook are planning to remove founder Mark Zuckerberg from the board of directors of the company. Zuckerberg has been on the board since 2012, but the shareholders want him replaced by an independent chairperson for better corporate governance, according to the online tech magazine VentureBeat. The move was initiated by a watchdog group of shareholders called Some of Us. It is an online group which holds firms accountable for various issues that big companies face, including worker rights, discrimination, corruption, among other things. In the proposal, Intel's former chair Andrew Grove was quoted as saying, "The separation of the two jobs goes to the heart of the conception of a corporation. Is a company a sandbox for the CEO, or is the CEO an employee? If he's an employee, he needs a boss, and that boss is the board. The chairman runs the board. How can the CEO be his own boss?" Unquote. The move will hardly affect Zuckerberg, as he already owns a considerable number of company shares and has a huge say in the decision-making. So while Facebook might still accept the shareholders' request, it is unlikely that the rest of the world will share the same view. Bureau Report, WION.
All right, let me talk to Ankit now. Ankit, why are the shareholders so unhappy with Mark Zuckerberg as the chairman of the board?
Sana, it's not about being unhappy with Zuckerberg. It's about having an independent chairperson. A group of shareholders who have put down this proposal, who have put forward this proposal to remove Zuckerberg from the position of chairperson, they believe that if we have an independent chairperson, they can, better oversee the executives of the company, they can better set the agenda for shareholders, they can better govern the company. So it's to do with better governance. It's not about being unhappy with Zuckerberg as such. Because if you look at it, Zuckerberg right now holds two positions in the company. He's the CEO as well as he's the chairperson of the board. That means he is his own boss.
Right.
I mean, he's reporting to himself. So yeah, having said that, there's so many companies talking about Tesla, Bank of America.
Exactly.
So
it happens in other
it's the
companies as
same
well.
thing. It's the same system altogether. But yeah, if you talk about the better governance, yeah, it's good to have, separate chairperson and different person heading the company as CEO.
All right, so the lines are very clearly laid out in terms of authority, responsibility. Having said that, it's a fact that the latest revenue numbers have surpassed the Wall Street estimates. That shows us that Facebook is doing exceptionally well. So why bring in this change now? Will it not hurt the company in any way?
Absolutely, as you just said, Facebook is doing really well. Talking about the numbers and revenues, they have surpassed the estimates made by Wall Street recently. And not even the numbers. If you see, Facebook recently acquired WhatsApp, they recently acquired Instagram. So three of the most popular social media platforms are owned by Facebook. So talking about the products, talking about the numbers, Facebook is doing really well. So it's nothing to do with the financial performance of the company. It's to do with the management.
Right.
Yeah.
And any word on whether there's been a reaction from Mark Zuckerberg or any indications of how he might react to this development, or no?
No, so far, there hasn't been any word either from Zuckerberg or Facebook on that. But I hope that once, proxy statement is filed with the US Security and Exchange Commission in April, they're going to make a document and include the proposal in the document, because they have to share it with other shareholders so that they can have an opinion when the annual shareholder meet is taking place. So yeah, I think not yet, but yeah, in April we can see something from Facebook on the same.
Right. But Mark Zuckerberg, having said that, is a powerful man as far as Facebook is concerned. Do you think he has the power to kill such a move?
Absolutely. It's not about he's the powerful person. Indeed, he is. But if we just go by the numbers, by the logics, he's one of the largest shareholders in the company. So he can just completely strike it down. So if you look at it, it's just a proposal. It's not a final move. It's not something, and there is a likelihood that it can be, taken off completely. Zuckerberg can strike it down completely. With other allies, of course.
Right. Also, but the fact is, if he does something like that, will it not then anger the shareholders? Could it have negative repercussions?
No, not really. It's just a number game. If you talk about the stocks, if you talk about the shareholders, if you talk about the management, it's just a number game. So, yeah, if you have the power to strike it down, why not?
And I've heard that the vote will take place sometime later in the months to come. When is that expected?
So in April, every company has to file a proxy statement with US Securities and Exchange Commission before the annual meet.
Right. And
that statement is shared with all the shareholders so that they can have an opinion on the matters that are going to be brought up in the annual meet. So Facebook generally has like this meet in June. So in April, you can expect Facebook to file a proxy statement with US Securities and Exchange Commission.
Voting will take
absolutely.
Place. But tell me something, will the product of Facebook change anytime soon with this change in the management if it takes effect for an end user, for somebody like you and I?
For consumers, not really. It could bring out a couple of changes, but for consumers at large, no. Because if you look at it, it's more to do with the decision making. It's to do with the say in having the decisions that are being made for the company. So nothing in terms of product, but yeah, for decisions, yeah, it's going to change.
All right, we'll leave it at that. Thanks so much, Ankit, for joining us here and sharing your thoughts on that story. With that, it's a wrap. We're taking a short break, but you can track all of our top stories on our social, digital and mobile media platforms. Thanks so much for tuning in.